engagement sa'yo, gustong-gusto ng Facebook at ng YouTube lagyan ng ads yung ano mo.
Pero attorney,
doon, may share.
putulin kita dyan, no? Kasi tama yun eh. Dati ganyan ang Instagram. Meron siyang views. Tinanggal nila yung ano sa views. Kaya na ngayong hindi mo na makikita kung ilan ang viewers ng ng mga post doon. So if IG nakagawa nila yon, dapat I think magawa din ng ibang platform kasi yun na nagiging palagay ko yun nagiging root of all the problems eh. 'Di ba? May monetization sa mga content creator, but yung effect doon sa mga tao, tingin ko being a part of this government, mas yung priority namin yung effect nito sa mga tao. Yung monetization can be charged to other well, I think sa iba sigurong industry, but in here we're in itong pagtingin sa mga social platform, lahat nila nakakakita kahit bata. So nagkakaroon ng manipulation doon sa views eh. Pag nakita nila masyado ng madami, na-engage sila doon sa sa content na yon. Sumingit lang ako
Mr. Chair, ganito. So pag marami kang views, may mga ads na. Doon kumikita.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So therefore, yun na ang nagiging profession ng mga vloggers. Am I right?
Yes po, Mr. Chair. Kaya halimbawa po yung sinasabi ko, yung nagrarally doon sa shrine, as tinatawag, yung supporters ni VP Sara ng Duterte, silang nandun, araw-araw nandun. Pag nag-vlog sila, kaagad-agad, pag nag-vlog sila, 2,000 ang watching. 3,000. So malaki po ang monetization ng ganon. So kaya ang nangyayari, yung mga vloggers na yon, gusto nilang topic ang Duterte kasi maraming nag-aano sa kanila, nagsusupport. Kahit yung mga trolls,
sila yung not necessarily DDS. Ganun ba yan?
DDS po.
DDS po, Mr. Chair.
DDS sila. So ibig sabihin, sila ay talagang loyal sa mga Duterte. Hindi lang sapagkat dumadami ang views kapag kinampihan na ng Duterte. Ganun ba yan?
Yes po, Mr. Chair. Kumbaga, sa amin po mga vloggers, kapag Duterte, kapag Sara, yung Kibuloy, yung mga ganon, Bato, ang laki po ng views niyan. Kahit yung sinasabi nilang rally nila na dinagsa, na kikin silang katao, pero ang grabe ang pag-share po niyan. At saka, kaya, kumbaga, parang nagiging professional ng mga vloggers na yon. Kumikita sila dun eh. Ang tulong sa kanila ng Duterte supporters doon, active na pinapatronize ng Duterte supporters yung mga vloggers na gano'n.
Mr. Chair, ako po. Wait. Aside sa pagiging active, yung organic yon, you said, pwede rin bot yon, yung mga views? Go ahead.
I answer. Mr. Chair, I think this must be answered by the social media platforms, but as far as our dialogues in the past are concerned, may different monetization schemes. Yung sinasabi po kanina is for YouTube. For TikTok, for example, if you are a content creator, kailangan sumali ka, but you have to garner 10,000 shares, I think, or likes within 30 days para mag-eligible ka sa program, para mag-monetize ka. So, ang gagawin nila is lalagyan ka nila ng ads. And let's not talk about political vloggers. Let's talk about commercial vloggers. I think it is well known that a lot of these commercial vloggers have become celebrities. One, yung isa nga po, inabol ng BIR dahil sinabi niya sa isang vlog niya rin na kumikita siya on a daily basis ng millions. So this is not all news. Ang ano lang sir is dapat ilagay mo na verified account ka at ang account mo is content creator. For example, in my case, my page is nakasulat government official. So therefore I cannot be eligible for that particular program. So yes, meron pong monetization scheme.
You have last two questions.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Chair. Let me go back to Ms. Maluno. Nabanggit mo kanina na may epekto, for example, sa mga tumatakbo sa eleksyon, yung fake news ng mga vloggers, especially kung hindi sinasagot. Now, I'd like to find out sa anong level. For example, like, mas may epekto ba ito sa mga senior citizen o mas may epekto ito sa mga kabataan?
Mr. Chair,
yung ba'y pinag-aralan nyo rin?
Congressman Abante, that is known as segmentation and targeting. You segment the populations, you are able to target which among them you would want to convert. But conversion is not online. Marami pong nagsasabi, pag marami akong followers, I will win. I would like to disavow that that paniniwala because followers are not voters. So you may have 500,000 followers but actually 10,000 voters. So why will you invest on something na you are not directly talking to voters? So yun sir, tanong mo, kailangan...
So katulad din yan ng sa pag-survey yung awareness.
Yes sir.
Saka yung
Trust.
trust. Okay.
So you segment, there is senior citizens. Senior citizens are hardcore voters. They will not change. The only one that changes are the new blood. Your 18 to 25, ang issue niyan kinabukasan. Yung 26 to 35, trabaho. Yung 36 to pataas, pabahay or health. So magkakaiba ang mga issues niyan. So pag sinegment mo yung population mo ng voters, sir, meron kang resulta ng election mo before. You segment that by barangay. You segment that by, may connectivity ba ako doon? Sino ang sasagutin ko using that data?
Okay, Ms. Malu, what if, for example, ito kalaban mo to, opponent, political opponent mo yan, no? What, for example, ginamit niya yung fake news na sinabi ng vlogger, ginamit niya at yun ang sinabi niya paninira sa candidate. Is he liable also, like the vlogger?
Mr. Chairman, that's why I kept saying, please respond to attacks immediately so that it does not become your narrative. Napakahirap pong habulin yaang kaguluhan sa online, lalo na eleksyon. So ako ho, ang suggestion ko, maaga pa, kinorekt nyo na so that hindi siya ang issue sa 45-day campaign period.
Sana may comment tayo to Mr. Chair. Pero anyway, si ICC, no, I'd like to ask si ICC, for example, like, ito, yung katanong ko kay Ms. Malu kanina, na yung opponent mo sa politiko, for example, ginamit yung fake news ng vlogger laban sa'yo. Is he liable?
Sharing is not liable under the current laws that we have.
He's not liable?
Not. Under the
Yung origin lang. For example, like, itong vlogger na ito, nasabi ng masama sa kandidato, no? Tapos ginamit ng kalaban yung masamang yung sinabi. The same words.
Yes, sir.
So yung political appointment is not liable.
basta shared content, hindi siya illegal
Sir,
at this point.
Sir, if I may help, sir, as a general rule, sharing is not. That's why we compared yung batas natin sa POMA law of Singapore, where sharing, kapag katinag na siya as small information or disinformation, itag na siya, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-share without the proper context. Pwede mo i-share, pero lalagay mo yung response. That's the Singapore method. Pero sa atin, sir, pag shinare, kailangan po talagang hanapin yung original poster.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Yun lang.
Okay, thank you so much, Congressman Labante. The next interpellator would be Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. You are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yun pong sagot ng CICC to be specific, is quite alarming because it might encourage people to keep on sharing because it has no accountability. So I hope later we can cite the legal basis which support the statement that sharing a fake news or a malinformation does not carry with it a liability with respect to the sharer. That is very alarming, sir.